Hey guys, Nick here. I wanted to get a quick update video on what the progress is. As you can see, I have a new 4Runner. Well, not new, but new to me. Went down to South Carolina and picked this up from a guy named Ian. I hope Ian's watching because, dude, you are awesome. Couldn't have been a smoother transaction for an out-of-state purchase. Everything was kosher. I mean, I knew the truck had this camo paint job, but it is solid. It is very clean, Southern truck. The only rust that I had found that was even questionable was under the floor pans, had some flake from sitting on some grass. Note to anybody, don't set your stuff on the grass. It causes rot underneath, but other than that, it's real solid. This is an 88 3.0 SR5, so kind of excited about that because it's a good vehicle. A little bit of a rare quality to it. SR5 gauge cluster, which is, you know, iffy as far as rarity goes. But the cool thing was, and it made my jaw drop, Ian said, excuse me, Ian said, I've got the little plug-in light that goes with it. So I was very confused. I was like, wait a minute, the plug-in light, do you mean the trouble light that goes on the underside and plugs in? He's like, yes, I got that. So out of all the 30, 40 plus Toyota 4Runners I've owned and parted out and restored, I've never once had my hands on that little unit. Typical Southern rot and damage to the dash. You know, it is what it is. I can find dashes, they're not too difficult. But there it is, in its original casing and everything. The original plug-in Toyota light. The only thing it's missing is the dome cap that went over top. So that is really super cool, and it's in great condition other than the cap missing. So Ian, thank you. This is to a collector. You know, the little rare oddities that you have really make the difference. So now the question was between me and my wife, because we had purchased this truck because, you know, the camo paint job. We were like, well, that would be a good trail truck. We can strip it down, paint it with Monster Liner or Herculiner or something, because I've done one of those before and I really liked how that turned out. But after viewing it, I mean, they only spray painted pretty much the visible surfaces. They did a decent enough job at staying away from seals and stuff, but you know, again, seals I can replace easily. I'm gonna send out to Canada to my buddies at Toyota Fiberglass to get their new panel pieces for this. And then I don't need any other body panels, so that'll be a cheap visit. But they didn't hit any of the chrome, so stripping this paint is our first task. We're gonna see and evaluate whether this truck could be saved as far as a restoration. The amount of money that it's going to cost in interior parts and everything will never justify the entire extent, so I probably won't do a full restoration on it because it's not an 85 or an 84. It's nothing really super special, you know, like a Hilux Surf or anything, but you can see the original paint under it. I've always liked that pretty blue. I'm a big white fan, but that pretty blue's not bad either. So we're going to take off the spray paint. We're going to pressure wash first, see if that comes off. If not, I've heard Carnubo wax works pretty well. If you guys have any other methods that you know of that take it off without damaging too much of the underlayer, let me know. I'd be real interested to try some. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. I've got to get the other TDI truck over and put it in here and start the tear down process. I am going to do a more in-depth on wiring. Since I have to remove the harness and ECU from the inside of my other truck, I'm going to take it apart and pull it out piece by piece, and I'm going to walk people through how to wire it. I'm also going to make it so that the key inside the Toyota is the only thing that I need to turn it on. Right now I have it set up for, I flip a switch, everything powers, and then I use the Toyota key and it starts. Not a bad setup, honestly. It's kind of nice. Everybody likes pushing switches, you know, it's cool. But with the fact that I'll have dual E-lockers in this front and rear, and you know, just extra lighting switches I'll probably end up having in the long run, I need to get rid of some switches because it's almost too many. So having it start on the key will be a lot more efficient. So Gonna try and work around the body clearance issue with the engine. I know I'm gonna redo my mount. My mount sticks up far too close to the radiator. That's something that, you know, like I said, that was the first time ever doing it. It's kind of prototype. It works fantastically, but I need a little more room. So I'm gonna try and suck the bracket into the engine a little more, and that way I might be able to sneak in a nice intercooler, because right now I'm still running the factory intercooler, which works just fine, but if I'm going to do a front bumper, you know, big setup for this trail truck that I'm building, I can easily get away with a front mount and, you know, in front of the radiator. So we'll see what happens with that. The biggest task is going to be taking this body off this frame, taking my brown truck's cab, putting it on this, getting this to be a running, driving 3.0 V6 IFS truck so I can sell it. I'll probably end up getting what I paid for this plus the travel out of it, because if it runs and drives and it's a pickup, you know, I can easily sell that. So if anybody's interested in that cab, let me know. If I decide it's too much work, this frame and this chassis will probably end up in the scrap yard. I'll take the rear end out, take the front end differential out, and maybe try and sell the frame to another Toyota guy around here. But if it doesn't want it, it's no tears out of my eyes for scrapping an IFS frame. So anyway, guys, like I said, quick update. That was 6 minutes of quick. Yeah, I got to start cutting those down. Anyway, guys, super excited. Just stay tuned. I've got really nasty weather out. We got like 8 or 9 inches in a matter of a day here. So I work outside. I won't be working outside when it's nasty like this, so I'll have lots of time to come here and dink around with my toys. So anyway, guys, catch you soon, and hope you're excited about this as I am. If there is any detail of the Toyota TDI swap that you would like me to focus on in a video episode, just let me know. I know wiring was a big one, so I wanted to get on board with that to show guys exactly how easy it is. Color coded for the ALH, so if you guys have an ALH you want to put into a Toyota, then you'll be able to just copy and paste what I do. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, like I said, any other detail, let me know. I'll put it out there. The transmission cross member, right now I have an extension plate on it. I might try and do a full cross member, just because I have it shifted forward, which is the downfall of the Acme adapter. Because it's so thin, you have to move the whole drivetrain 1.5 inches forward and extend your rear shafts, and shorten your front shaft on your drive shafts. So it's not ideal. Honestly, I would never do an ALH swap with an Acme adapter again, especially finding out there's other adapters out there that already set the engine at the plate 1.5 inches. So the engine stays where it is and your driveline stays where all it is, and it's a lot easier. So, all right, guys, you take care, and we'll see you soon.